I don't believe there's any single human being on this planet that doesn't have a deep, deep longing after being complimented, after genuinely being understood, being accepted, being seen, being heard, and fully being appreciated. But that doesn't happen very, very often in this world. And so in today's video I want to talk about the true power behind an honest and sincere, a genuine compliment. You see, when I was in elementary school, I genuinely thought that I was stupid, that I didn't know how to do any of the subjects, until one day where we got a math test back and the smartest kid in class, he had one mistake in his, and the teacher pulled me aside and told me I had 0 mistakes and that I was actually good. That was the first time I realized and I felt that I was actually good at something, and it literally changed my life. From that day on, I was just good at math. I didn't put extra effort into math, it just came to me. And literally 4 kids at class, every time we had math, would look after me and copyright everything that I wrote. When I graduated school, my teacher pulled me aside and told me that he was hoping that I would make a career in something related to math, because that was how talented he thought I was. And the other kids got angry because he didn't say that to them. I genuinely felt that I was actually good at something. And it was only at that moment, right before then, I had this identity of being someone that was terrible at it. You see, very often we get caught up in the identity that we have picked up from what other people has told us, or that we have just created out of our understanding of the experiences that we go through, our understanding of the world that we see, our limited thoughts and feelings about who we are ourselves. We get caught up in this identity that is literally limiting what we are capable of creating in this world. And the only thing that is limiting it is our own way of viewing it. And so when someone genuinely looks at our eyes and tells us that you are fucking remarkable, that you are capable of so much more than what you're actually seeing, that what I see in you is pure fucking magic, what I see in you is unstoppable power, unstoppable influence. And so when someone genuinely looks at us and says that to us and expresses that to us and makes us realize how much power we truly have, it can break that limiting belief that we've created onto ourselves, that limiting identity that we're bought into. But it happens so fucking rarely. It happens so rarely that we actually look at each other and genuinely appreciate each other, genuinely tell each other just how pure fucking magic we are. Instead, we judge each other and we limit each other because we're all walking around not feeling good enough. We're all walking around feeling bad about who we are. We're all walking around being slightly angry, being slightly upset because this society isn't really giving us what we truly crave and need and desire. So it's very, very easy for us to just walk around and look at each other with judgment, and look at each other and only see the flaws, only see the negative stuff that we think that we might be better than that person in. Because after all, we don't want to feel bad about ourselves, so we look down upon the people that we can, to remind ourselves that we are not that bad, that they're actually worse than us. Now, when someone breaks the law, when someone does something against another human being, when someone acts out of anger, out of darkness, instead of reminding them that they still have kindness inside of them, that they're still an amazing, lovable human being, that they still are beautiful in their core, we judge them and we tell them, you're pure evil, you're darkness, you don't deserve to be loved, you don't deserve to feel happy about yourself, you just deserve to rot in fucking jail. And guess what? When that becomes their reality, when that becomes their identity that everyone else in society is forcing upon them, is forcing them to believe that story about themselves, that is that they're just darkness, then they start to believe that. And when they start to believe that, they start to act out that way. If I believe that who I am to my core is just a dark villain who has nothing in his core other than harming others, then that's how I will act. Then that's how I will treat other human beings out of that darkness. Because that's what I believe. After all, that's the role that apparently people are putting me in. And so I'll start behaving after that role. Because we adapt to whatever expectations that we feel other people have for us. If I think that whole society sees me as a villain, expects me to be that villain, to be evil, to be pure darkness, then very, very soon I'll start behaving as if that's my role. Because after all, that's what people are expecting of me. So I'll start filling that role. I'll start treating others like shit because I expect that that is actually who I am. I start believing that that's my personality. That's just who I am. That's who I'm doomed to be. But vice versa, if I think that everyone actually sees me as this human being, even if I'm completely bought into being the role of the villain, being the role of darkness, the bad guy, then eventually, when people are keep proving to me that they believe in the purity in me, and if they believe in the love in me, and I can feel that, then soon my walls of being dark will crash down, and they'll penetrate into my core. They'll penetrate into my own belief, and they'll convince me that I'm actually good. Because after all, everyone has all of it inside of us. We all have the darkness. We all have the joy, the happiness, the beauty, the love, the kindness. We have all of it. And so when people call a certain part of us out, whether it be the bad, whether it be the good, then we'll start behaving out of that part of us. We'll start allowing that part to dictate how we are, how we show up in this world. And so when we can remind each other of how magical we are, how lovable we are, of how kind we actually are, of some of the good stuff that we're capable of doing, then we're really, really empowering each other. And when we can remind each other of that, even if in our darkest moments, in our saddest moments, in our darkest times, then that is just so fucking powerful that we can really change each other's lives. So I ask of you to keep that in mind next time someone harms you, next time you see someone treating another person badly. Because really they might just be suffering. Chances are that's the case. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Please do subscribe and remember to stay true to you.